Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another movie review. Today, I'm going to be covering John Carpenter's The Thing, the 1982 sci-fi horror movie. I Before I watched this, I didn't know almost anything about it, except for that it was on a bunch of top sci-fi movie lists, top horror movie lists. And one day I was just messing around online, and I thought, I need to watch this eventually, so that's what I did. And it ended up surprising me, and it's definitely become one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies, definitely surpassing Alien, because I'm only sort of a fan of the original Alien movie. But it took the idea of a strange alien creature versus humans to the millionth degree. It's an insanely strange and pretty horrific movie. Although I'm not sure I would put it in horror. It is more of sci-fi than horror. So for a quick summary, there is a camp in Antarctica with a bunch of guys. They're doing weather measurements or something. I don't really remember. But one day they're just doing their thing, and a crazy Norwegian guy in a helicopter comes flying by shooting at a dog. And the helicopter crashes, and our main character, McCready, and another guy, don't remember which one, go to find the Norwegian camp to find out what the heck went wrong. When they get there, it's abandoned. Everything's frozen. A bunch of people are dead. And they find out about the thing. And they also find a giant spaceship. And that is really where the story begins, because they go back to the camp. There's about 12 guys, maybe something like that, 12 to 15. No, 12 sounds about right. And they've discovered that the dog, which the guy had been chasing, was actually an alien transformed into a dog. And that's where everything goes to hell. The thing transforms into whatever it wants. It is basically a superhuman thing. It can transform, it can grow tentacles, it can grow spikes, it grows heads off everywhere, spider legs. It's a crazy thing. My point exactly. And that's really the basis of the movie. After that is where you start getting into the spoiler territory, so I'm not going to go much past that. So let's start off with my positives. At the beginning of the movie, I was really surprised because the cinematography, at least at the beginning, I wasn't really paying attention as much near the end, but the cinematography feels very modern at the beginning with some aerial shots and different angles and things like that, and it surprised me. The thing, whenever it transforms, good God, that is some amazing special and practical effects. It's crazy. I have no idea how they did it. It's a lot of probably not claymation, but something similar to that. But the highest compliment that I can give to this movie or to any horror movie really is I audibly said, "Oh my God," and "Holy shit" a couple times during this, either through shock or just how over the top and crazy the transformations of the thing, because that's really what the horror elements of this are focused on. That, good God. Another great point is that the characters in this movie are scientists, or kind of scientists, and they're not idiots. It's refreshing to see that, because in horror movies you're so used to, the Friday the 13th or Halloween, where it's teenagers who have no idea what the heck they're doing and they just get themselves killed really easily. But these guys actually put up a fight. They learn the sort of tactics of the thing, and they fight back, and they use strategy, and it really is refreshing in that way. Now, I think the two best parts of this movie are the atmosphere, which is built through incredible set design with snow everywhere and claustrophobic hallways and everyone getting cold and like frost on mustaches and things like that. And the what was the other thing? The fact that this story is transforms from just people being scared to human versus human, because the thing transforms into some of the people, but they don't know which, and it becomes more of a stress, a trust thing, or like their reactions under stress, and that, as I've said in some other movies like Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and Stronger, it's those kind of movies that really build on the human elements with a little touch of something else that really gets me going. That's one of my favorite parts of movies. Now for a couple negatives, like only two. McCready, he played by Kurt Russell, by the way. I should have mentioned that earlier. He does a great job, but he doesn't feel too relatable. He sort of shifts out of being the main character sort of 3/4 of the way through the movie, because he just kind of goes off on his own, and then he comes back and he's like a changed man, and it's he does a good job as an actor, but the character of McCready is not terribly interesting or relatable. But near the end of the movie, they discover that the thing's weakness is fire, so he gets a flamethrower and he goes ham. He starts burning everything, and it's a little over the top for my taste. I think they probably could have done a little more tastefully, a little more sparingly, to make it a little more powerful of a weapon rather than just all the time. And the other negative is there are so many characters, and not all of them get much development, so it's hard to remember everyone's name. They do have good names. I wrote the ones I could remember down. McCready, Doc, who's a doctor, Windows, Childs, Palmer, Clark, Knowles, and Gary with 2 R's. I've never seen Gary spelled that way. I have no idea what they were thinking when they made that. But all the characters are good. It's just hard to remember who's who in the heat of the moment, because they're yelling out each other's names, but it doesn't always like cut to that character, and it's a little messy like that. But in the end, this movie really satisfied my craving for some strange sci-fi, because The Thing is probably the most insane movie monster ever made. God, if you see this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. It does some weird stuff I never even thought that it would do. My final point is the posters I see for this movie. It sort of looks like a spaceman, like the one eye, and he's sort of standing with his arms out a little bit. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't think it has any basis in the movie, really. So if anyone has context for that I missed or didn't know, please comment that below, because I would really like to learn what they were thinking when they made that movie poster. But anyway, this was a great movie. The Thing is probably one of my top horror movies, and I'm going to give it a 9.4 out of 10. I really thought that even its negatives were so small that it feels like a great movie. And I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I will be making more, and subscribe for more daily reviews. Bye.